Hi everybody, this is Cody from Spiritual Healing and Expansion, and I wanted to make a part 2 to my skin video that I had shared with you guys earlier. And so what I wanted to get at is that, you know, in the last video we covered that the skin is basically the barrier between the internal and external world, which basically, if you look at it metaphysically, that would lead to the boundary, right? That would be a boundary between your internal world and your external world. So it's really something where you can look and say, okay, what's the metaphysical meaning behind that? And it's quite literally the actual meaning, right? Which is a boundary between internal and external. So we would want to look at the boundaries of the person who's dealing with skin issues. These boundaries can come in many forms. They can come in personal boundaries, romantic boundaries, relational, friendship, career, any type of boundaries. You know, there's a ton of different boundaries out there. And to be able to have those healthy boundaries is going to be able to help you not be so stressed out and hold that extra burden internally that's boiling over to the skin. It does go deeper, but I mean, this is the gist of it. Okay. And then another thing to remember is that what is happening internally is happening externally. So as within, so without. If you think about what's happening inside of you as a reflection just showing up on the external part of you, then you understand that these are very, very connected. You cannot have one without the other. So basically, if you watched my first video, you've already seen that I talk about the blueprint. The blueprint is basically the energetic vibration to what's going on physically. Everything starts out as energy and thought first. So energy first, and then it manifests denser, which creates the physical world, physical body, as well as the physical ailments that we deal with, including, but not limited to, skin issues. And it's important to remember that skin issues are, you know, it has an umbrella reason, like I just explained about the boundaries, the internal and external world, but you can get even more detailed into what is going on so that you can get the best results possible when you're trying to get rid of these skin issues. For example, if you have skin issues on the chin area, that could be a sign of worthiness issues or anger resulting from feeling like you are not heard. Or that you're lacking self-expression. Your words can't be expressed properly, as well as feeling betrayed, that your truth is feeling betrayed. So what we would do is, let's say somebody has a skin issue that constantly breaks out on their chin. We would look at the worthiness. Do they feel worthy? If they don't, what's going on that's stopping them from feeling worthy? How can they start to feel worthy? And that type of thing, as well as the other things that I mentioned, you know, the anger and the betrayal and speaking their truth and expression and that type of thing, paired with a physical detox. So important that we work on all areas and not just one. So the physical detox part of skin issues is that we would want to be eliminating properly. We would want to have our kidneys filtering to take some of the burden off of the skin. If we have a skin weakness, we would want to work on the skin as well. Now, the thing with detox is that we have when we want to be filtering from the kidneys, we have to remember that the adrenals control the kidneys. They sit on top of the kidneys and they control the function of the kidneys. So let's say that, you know, you want to get rid of the skin issue, but it keeps showing up, and your adrenals are also down because you're not filtering properly from your kidneys. We would have to look into the adrenal metaphysical meaning behind that too. So what is going on that's affecting the adrenal glands on an internal level, as well as the kidneys? So let's say that your adrenals are working great, but your kidneys aren't working. Still have the skin issue because you're not filtering properly from your kidneys, and your skin has a weakness. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the kidneys, right? So what kind of anger, and the kidneys harbor anger and resentment. So let's think about this for a minute. You would ask yourself, where am I holding on to anger and resentment? What is happening in my life that is causing me to feel anger and resentment? And what steps can I take to eliminate that? And a lot of the time it boils back down to the boundaries again. This is a very common thing. But in order to do a detox on multiple levels and to actually manifest more happiness and health and that type of thing, you've got to kind of look at it as a puzzle and work as an engineer to your own body and your own life. You have to become the person who is going to take that bird's eye view and really be able to pinpoint what is going on so that you can build it up like the puzzle that it is. And once you get that whole puzzle together, all the pieces to the puzzle, you're gonna have that life where you feel, confident, where you feel happy, where you can feel in flow and like everything is working out for you instead of against you. You feel more empowered and that type of thing. I know that having physical dis-ease or physical ailments, it can be so hard to it stops you from being able to experience life in the way that it was meant to be experienced, And so that's why we definitely want to we definitely want to work physically, because the physical body, when it's not working properly, can suck your attention directly to those things. People with skin issues, for example, their skin issues can be very frustrating. They can be embarrassing. They can be, they could just be so frustrating. So if you eliminated that skin issue by putting the pieces of the puzzle together and really working through all of that, then you can ultimately have whatever it is that you're missing in life. What is it preventing you from having? Happiness, confidence, fulfillment, joy, all of that stuff. It's just really important to work on all levels. So I hope that was enlightening and a good extension to part 1 of skin issues. If you guys have any questions or anything, please let me know in the comments so that I can look at them and maybe create more videos based on your questions, because believe it or not, your questions help so much because you're not usually the only one with the question. So when we answer your question, it answers questions for the collective in many, many ways. So I hope this was insightful and helpful for you. I will talk to you guys another time, and I hope you have an amazing day today.